Hello and welcome to week 2 of Men's League. Yes, that's right. Week 2. We didn't play week 1, May 3rd, but I'll get to that in a second. We will be counting a score for that week. So we missed March the 3rd, May the 3rd, I should say. We will be doing a date June 21st. Remember that date. That's the date, the longest day of the year. You can actually get out even as late as 7:30 if you're quick enough and a group in front of you plays fast. You can still get 9 holes in. That gives us the most amount of tee times in a day. Anybody who plays on that day, their score will be recorded twice, once for June 21st and once for May 3rd. So you will get 22 scores. If you have a good day on June 21st, it's a double or nothing. So it's a good 2-for-1, I should say. It's a good way of doing it. Yeah, I noticed on my background here is the Carlton course. I'm not in Florida anymore, so I got to use a different background just in case you were noticing that. We have great news, fantastic news. We have been negotiating with Golf Canada for quite a while now to get into the National Golf League, about a month now. And thanks to Tyler and his hard work and Phil Byrne and his support, we have been able to squeeze a spot, not in the Ontario division, but in the Quebec division, where we pretty well belong anyway, because we're part of the Quebec Golf Association. And what that means for us is, for you, you don't have to do anything other than golf. Okay, that's your particular role in this. What the first round is to determine 8 golfers from our course that will be selected to go compete in Montreal. And at Montreal, you compete, and then if you win there, you get an all expenses paid trip to the Canadian Open to compete nationally. So how do you compete? What do you have to do? Well, I have to submit on Monday the list of names of all the players in Men's League. And because we have 250, we get to send 8 players from here. And I have to also select 6 dates that we're going to count the scores from. So whatever you scored on Men's League that date, that score is going to go into the National Golf League. The only difference is the score from Men's League is a gross score, and they're going to use the Golf Canada handicap. So if you haven't got a handicap with Golf Canada yet, you've got some time. But I will tell you that the first date I'm submitting is June 7th. It'll be the next 6 weeks after June 7th, June 7th, June 14th, June 21st, June 28th. For the simple reason is that we can get the most people playing golf. That's when we have the most tee times available because we have the most light. We're in a different situation from a lot of other clubs. A lot of clubs, they may have 30 or 40 in their Men's League. They can have it anytime. We really can't. I can't have this in August. Half the players couldn't play. So I mean, a lot of players couldn't play because the light is it starts getting. I want to get as many people out. So please, take that time. Try and free up your schedule as much as you can. 4 of your rounds of those 6 will count toward your top 4 will count toward who's going to win here. I haven't determined how the ties are going to be broken. There are going to be tons of ties, but they've given me a handbook. I'll release those details later. It's a stable system, the same as we do in Men's League. The only difference is they're using the Golf Canada handicap. So once the 8 have chosen, you can pick a partner. You go to Montreal at your own expense, compete there, and then if you win there, you go all expenses paid to the Canadian Open. So that would be exciting. Yeah, you couldn't help but notice I have 12 on-course prizes. We've got tons of new sponsors. By the way, thank your sponsors. They've just been wonderful. I've got 2 more new ones coming online in the coming weeks. Thanks to Robert Weiss. He got me 2 more sponsors. Now, I just want to talk about some of the protocols with the prizes. If the prize says closest to the pin in 2 or closest to the pin, which is on a par 3, close to the pin on 2 on a par 4, it'll have a tape measure with it. If you hit a ball onto the green and it's fairly close, but the tape measure doesn't fit, like you're outside the limit of the tape measure, take the sign with the tape measure and put it to where your ball landed. Okay? If the next guy comes in and hits one closer and you can measure in inches how far it is away, put your name on it, put the number of inches, and then take the sign off the green. Okay, that's how we're going to do that one. If it says farthest from the pin or longest first putt, you do not have to measure it. You just take the sign and plunk it to where you putted from or where your ball landed if it's farthest from the pin. Farther from the pin is no problem. We didn't want the stakes close to the hole where they would deflect it from going in on a hole-in-one or holding in. But if you're far enough away, it doesn't matter. Next week, that we have a rotating prize. There's actually a 13th on-course prize next week. The rotating prize is going to be closest to the marker on number 9. So we're going to have a marker at 250. You have the 200-yard marker, you have the 150-yard marker, and we'll have a marker at 125. Anybody who's close to those markers, you just take the stick and you put it close to the marker. You don't pace it off, just take the stick and put it closer. The markers will initially be on the measuring thing, the marker where you have it will be on the markers themselves. So just take it and move it there, put your name on it. If someone else is closer, they'll move it closer to that marker. Okay, that's how we'll do that one. Longest drive is going to be the week after. We have an over 70 division, so I hope you enjoy that. Team play. Captains, you're going to be getting sometime this week a list of your team members. New players, rookies, you might be team captains, or more than likely you will. So some of you will. And I've got some requests for teams. I'll try and make sure that you've got your requests. If you need to make trades, let me know. We usually make the trades. There will be some, I think we're pretty stable, or we're getting more stable, but there will always be adjustments to the teams depending on a few factors. One, if I find out that players just aren't coming out, then I'll mix things up. So make sure everybody gets a fair shake that way. So team play, probably week 3, we'll start with the team play. We'll first start first set of standings and our first set of winners. Match play. Match play, I'm waiting till the end of next week to cut the deadlines. It'll be May 18th. After May 18th, that's it. I'm not taking any more registrations. I've only got 3 more spots for the 2-man. If for your new players, it's up to you to schedule your matches. If it's singles, it's not too bad. Usually you can find, another person that you can find a day to play. But if it's 4-man, it's very tough because you got to have 4 people ready to play. And I prefer you didn't do it on a Wednesday. We don't want to slow things up. So, I mean, if you have to, you have to, but prefer another day. Get those first round matches done. I give you enough time, but I don't, it's like the kid who waits to the last day to get their assignment in. Don't ask for an extension because we have 64 teams in 2-man. That's a lot of teams, and that's 128 players. And so we've got to get those matches scheduled. And June becomes a very busy month. So as soon as you find out who you're playing, contact them immediately and get in there and get the match scheduled. Fantasy golf. After week 3, you'll be getting your form for fantasy golf. You'll be given probably a week to choose your teams, and then we'll start that. If you're new to the league, you don't know what fantasy golf is, there's how-to videos on the opening men's league page. Go to the how-to video. There's a one on fantasy golf. It explains it all and how it works. Highlights from yesterday. Well, we had a rookie lead the way. William Elliott had the best score yesterday. That's net score, 25 points. William, you only get to keep 22, but you do win the first place prize, a $25 gift certificate. So congratulations on your fine round. So Robert Mustard's gone, and he left the club, and I don't know where he is. He sent me an email saying he couldn't play this year. So who's going to fill that void that Robert left last year? I mean, he had an amazing year. Anyway, yesterday I found out it was Andrew Chenette, it was Curtis Dancy and Ken Cheeseman who had fine rounds of 35, even par. So they're off to a good start. Gerald Coyle and Brad Smith, newcomer, also at 36. So we have some players in there still yet. I'm sure there's going to be some fine scores coming forward, but the commish, I'm going to push you good players to get better scores. You know how I can pick on you about that. Look, Adam Lee. What is it with this Adam Lee? Adam Lee goes out last night. He birdies number 4. Okay, Adam's in the C flight. The birdie on number 4 netted him a $75 net skin. Nobody else had a net skin. He got another $80 from the C skins because he's in gross skins. That's $155. Then yesterday was hidden score on 4. So I give 4 cards to my wife. I said, pick a card, Maureen, one of these cards. She picks a card. She picks 3. What Adam had, and it was the only one who birdied 4 yesterday. So he won another $25 gift. Congratulations, Adam. Great night. You've paid for men's league and more, and on one night. So good for you. Finally, a shout out to the rookies. I was so worried. I was tense all day. My game was terrible because all I kept thinking of, oh my God, I'm going to have trouble getting these rookies to use the card. It's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to have to phone and they all got it in except one guy. One guy was the only one who didn't know how to use it. He had to send me the card. That person knows who he is. Going to have to learn how to use it. But everybody, all the rookies worked. Hey, congratulations. Great job. Thank you so much. The commissioner thanks you for that. So good job, rookies. Thanks for coming through for me. Listen, until next week, play well.